Howdy my friends, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video we'll be doing crochet locks on Puerto Rican textured hair. What was done off camera was I shampooed and blow dried him to 100% dryness, and then I sectioned out his hair and rubber band the base. So what I am doing now is I am showing him how big each lock is going to be, what all the quadrants are, and where everything sits. This is important because, you know, this is a permanent hairstyle, so make sure your roots and everything is clean first before you go in and lock it. So getting into it, what I am doing is teasing his hair because this is what is actually going to create the base of the crochet. You do this with finer textured hair. His hair texture is actually similar to mine, guys, if you caught that. But you don't necessarily have to do this method with this particular hair texture. It's just sometimes easier to do it. I'm using 0.5 millimeters, I think, for this whole look. I'm using the 3 needle and I'm using the 1 needle. But what I'm doing now is, and this is a very tedious process, guys. This is nothing quick. Like, he was sitting with me for 4 hours and he has 18 locks total. So what I'm doing now is, I know it just looks like I'm stabbing it, but what I'm actually doing is creating the lock itself. I recommend practicing on a mannequin first before you go ahead and do this with clients. I used to do that myself because I did not want to mess up anybody's hair. But what we're actually doing is creating the, or matting the hair. We're creating tiny little knots starting from within and working our way out. This process itself, I know it's a little bit sped up, but this process itself probably took about 5 to 10 minutes per lock, realistically. I know everybody's, you know, some people are a little bit more faster, some people might be a little bit more slower, but for me, it took about 5 to 10 minutes of this process per lock. And what you see me doing is I'm just, you know, pulling it. And as you're pulling the needle through, it actually is in an upwards motion because you don't want to, you know, snap the hair or remove any of the process that you created. So it is kind of in an upwards type of motion. But what you see is that we're bringing the tangled mess more uniform until it's formed into one thick lock in the middle. I was so upset about how much shrinkage he actually had when I was finished because I was like, oh my God, where did all your length go? Which will explain the style in the end. It's not a terrible style. It's just what we could kind of do with it being shorter at the moment. But yeah, so what I am doing now is just, you know, I'm continuing to stab. Guys, this is a little bit out of order, the next clip in about a couple minutes. But yeah, it's a little bit out of order, so just bear with me. I filmed out of order today, so that was part of the problem. I'm working on my videography skills, so I appreciate all the feedback. I'm working on it, guys. By the time 2024 is over, it's probably be full-on cinematic. But yeah. So, yeah, as I'm here talking to you guys, if you're listening to me or not, you can see that the fluffiness that we had in the beginning is now becoming smaller and smaller and smaller until we get to a decent size. Yeah. You don't have to do this particular size with this hair texture or softer hair texture. You can make it any size you want to. It's just his preference. He told me when he sat down, he's like, yeah, I don't want no more than 20. So I was like, cool, we'll section it out and see how many we got after that. It just turned out the magic number today was 18. So as I finish this process, I forgot to film this process. Now I'm going in with the same 0.5 needle, but this one is a single one. And I'm cleaning up any frizz that I couldn't get into the middle. If you notice this is a different lock, it's because I forgot to film it on the middle one. So it's the same process for all of them. You start with the 3, and when you can't take the 3 down anymore, you go in with the 1 and you clean it up. So that's what I'm doing. I'm cleaning it up, working my way from the base to the bottom. I know a lot of stylists recommend against that because of, you know, fluffiness, especially when you cut out the rubber bands or take out the rubber bands later. I just prefer this method personally because, for one, I don't like to get too close to the scalp, especially on the first go around. especially out of comfort for my clients. This is not a fun process, guys. Not for myself, not for the client. It's not that it's not fun for me. It's just it's a bit tedious, and sometimes if you're going too fast, you can cut yourself. But for them, they can feel every single piece of hair being pulled. It is not comfortable. It is what it is. It doesn't matter how many years the stylist has. It's not a comfortable process. So that is why I choose to start at the root first. I try to knock it down as much as possible pain wise, and then, smooth sailing all the rest of the way through. I rambled a little bit, but sorry. But yeah, so this is what you see me doing. I'm just cleaning it up, and then what I didn't show on camera after is when I finished cleaning it up, I kind of palm rolled it a little bit just to make sure everything is uniform, nothing is going nowhere. So yeah, that's what it looks like. This is what the lock looks like when it's done correctly. And this is what it looked like when I finished, guys. Cut them, laced them, try to put it back as much as possible. He lost so much length, it's ridiculous. But, let me know what you guys think. And until the next video, bye.